Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3! Last time, we met Yoki Mizrahi, and Shion was both smart and stupid at the same time, which is pretty much this game in a nutshell. Here, we can blow up some more stuff, like the light, the plants, and what do you guys have to talk about? So these are a couple of Realians talking about whether they need to be recalibrated on board Proto-Merkaba. Only the DZ series units need recalibration. That, if I recall correctly, is important information for later. I wonder. Anyway, doors locked. Both of the doors over the left are locked. And now that we've gotten our information, we need to head up here. And in order to do that, we need to head to the door.
The door won't open.
Of course not. The area past here is restricted. You can't enter without permission.
So, yeah, the guard from downstairs in the last episode guarding the door, well, I guess he's up here now because it's the same voice actor.
We were told to deliver this data to the test subject management wing.
ID, please.
He sounds so tired, like he just said, the hell with it, go on through, I don't want to be here. Kind of reminds me of somebody. Every time they go to work. It's not me. Okay, it's me.
Confirmed. I'll release the lock. Hurry through.
Thank you very much.
Look!
Look at what? Yeah, that doesn't help until I can see it too, otherwise I have no idea what you're responding to.
What is it now?
What's that image?
Well, that image, specifically those tall things on the right-hand side, are supposed to be vessels of anima. They're supposed to look like spinal cords, but sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do. Right now they don't.
Hey, what's that display showing?
That's the surveillance camera for the isolated underground research wing. What about it?
Remember that for later.
Nothing. It just caught my eye, that's all.
That place isn't something you need to worry about. Just get back to your posts.
I'm sorry.
Chief, that was a vessel of anima.
Yes, it was.
Yes, there's no mistaking it. They're conducting experiments here to connect vessels of anima and the Zohar.
Well, we're learning new things every day. Elevator leads to Area 13. Is that like Area 51? Probably not, but... so what are you doing there? Doing connection experiments down there, so we can't go over there. That's fine. Let's go in here. In here, talk to you. Coolidge. Won't let you destroy things in this room. A guardian spirit for a room. Okay then. Apparently he's a skilled researcher. Minor discovery led him to develop a new drug that can paralyze Realian nervous systems. Held on the second floor. And because we can't destroy things in the room, we can't get that treasure chest. Yay. Obviously, we're going to come back to get that later. Blow up that. Yeah, we can get it in this room. This room, yes, this is the important one. We get update file 9. And doesn't seem well. I wonder. But this is the key over here. Press the circle button. Do not forget this. You'll have to come back, and at some point you won't be able to, at least from my recollection. Test subject, Tethla Magus. They haven't really... I can't remember if they mentioned my father's name, but his name was Tethla. That might be kind of a vague reference to Tella from Final Fantasy IV, but I could be mistaken. Might have completely different meaning. But detected possible subject quality for connection experiment during the disturbance at the mines. Immediately sent to facility. Public records state that he had been killed in an accident. Performed drug experimentation for 6 months, but although his link affinity to Realians was high compared to other test subjects, abnormalities in the pulse and the frontal lobe and tectum appeared during a connection experiment, which resulted in his death 6 minutes later. It's believed he was unable to resist the fear against Udu, which would explain all this talk about fear that they've been doing. They said, certain test subjects succumb to fear, and I believe at the time I said fear of what? There's your answer. Now, I believe that's all. If you press it again, it's already been downloaded. Perfect. Make sure you get that, because that's key for getting an item later on in the game. Not too far into the future either. And here, I don't think there's anything in... Oh yeah, there's just 2 people in here. They just talk about militarization, and this guy's in favorite, and he wants to protect the professor's work, trying to eradicate aliens. Basically showing the Federation as being kind of out of control and kind of sketchy, and them as, of course, the perfect angels.
Excuse us. We brought the data.
Set it down there.
Yeah, they sent us to her father.
Dad?
Don't say that aloud.
We're pressed for time. What's the status of the link with Fibronia?
Values on the test subject side aren't stable. Fibronia probably hasn't fully recovered yet.
I believe
Some
that's
amount
Kevin's
of stress
voice
is
actor.
acceptable. We'll continue the experiment.
Mom!
Yeah, they
You
mentioned
there.
before
Forward
that
the
she
analysis
was
data log. I want to confirm the error in sequence 306.
in the hospital due to whatever. We saw her on the list of test subjects, but she still appears to be rather sick.
What is this? Mom is being used in an experiment?
What did I just say? Why would you say that aloud?
What's wrong? Hurry up and confirm the data.
Maybe she's
Isn't she a member of your
speaking that
family?
in her head, but they don't kind of differentiate between the types of voices. Like, they did that in Star Ocean till the end of time really well. Obviously, the lips don't move, but there's kind of a subdued audio around the character, and you can obviously tell that the character is thinking something instead of speaking it.
What kind of experiment is this? How can you use a member of your family as a test subject?
Chief!
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the atrocity of using a member of your own family as a test subject. And not just her. How many others have you people done this to?
You really shouldn't come in here and criticize somebody, especially when we're trying not to screw up the timeline. Thank you.
They're here because it's necessary. That's all there is to it.
How is it necessary? Have you even studied this personal data? It's clear that they're suffering subconsciously. How can you use the sick and injured like this?
Nonsense. That's just an issue with the numbers. You merely see what you want to see.
That's possible.
She doesn't feel anything. She doesn't say anything. This is nothing more than peripheral nerve reflexes.
You're just distorting the truth to rationalize what you're doing.
They're both basically doing that. They're both taking one side of the scientific argument and saying the data that obviously doesn't prove anything either way means this, or it means this on the other end. So basically there's no evidence either way.
What? You're the one who's distorting things.
Shion's letting her emotions rule her choices, and her dad, well, we'll learn more what's kind of forming his opinion on it later.
To begin with, since when does a mere staff member like you have the right to criticize this project?
That's the other part of doing this. Considering we're playing as someone who's supposed to be in this timeline, we probably shouldn't go screwing things up like this.
Know your place.
Doesn't seem to get along with her dad very well. Speaking of dad, hello, Shion.
Huh?
Shion, How many times do I have to tell you you need permission to come here?
She managed to get here without it.
But I'm worried about Mom's sickness.
Today isn't a visitation day. You know that. Now hurry home. Leave Mom to us.
But...
Shion.
Who's supposed to be watching Shion right now? The child.
I'll escort her out.
You?
Shion shouldn't
Yes.
be
I'm sorry for
escorting
how I
yourself
acted.
anywhere.
I'm fatigued and a little emotional right now.
I see. Yes. Please take care of her.
Okay, considering that this guy just let
Come
some
on,
random
Shion.
person
Let's
that
go
he's
home.
never met before lead his daughter home, I have the distinct impression that he's not a very good parent. He's obviously valuing his work a lot more than his own family. So I can kind of see Shion's point here when she's so upset at her father for what he's done. Basically, she's insinuating that her father has some great involvement in having her mother here as a test subject and not necessarily for treating her. So you can kind of see why she would get all emotional on that, considering she lived through this point with her father where they did not get along and she was just never allowed to visit, and presumably he was never around either.
I'm sure your mom will get better soon. See ya.
Oops, sorry. Pressing buttons too early again. I gotta turn on auto. I'm just pressing it as soon as I finish reading the text.
Your house is in block B32, right?
Stalker.
What's wrong? I don't want to go home yet. But your dad's gonna be busy with work until late. The soldier. Soldier? I want to visit the hurt soldier.
I think the same voice actress does both Shions. She's it's that like there's just a similar sound to the voice, but I think she's just manipulating her voice to sound really high pitched. I think that's well done.
Oh, you want to go to the church?
If that's how it is, I'm not
I'm
sure.
gonna bring him flowers.
Flowers
see.
in a church.
Okay, let's go.
Oh God, another Aerith reference. Jesus
Follow me.
Christ.
There's flowers in the garden outside.
How come every game has to have a flower girl? We really don't need a flower girl in every single game. Anyway, enough of me ranting. Already blew that up once. Past all this stuff, which we've already seen. And we can't do... Did I miss talking to somebody? I did miss talking to somebody. How did I manage that? I know there's another person I'm supposed to talk to around here. Were you in here? No. I know I missed talking to somebody that I'm supposed to talk to. I think she's hiding in this room, actually. Probably walked right by her. Yeah, hiding in the corner. She talks about the federal reports. Apparently, it's a report used by Federation soldiers. When they're in danger, they hide the report somewhere and come back to retrieve it later. Apparently, there are 8 reports that are around the city. And if you happen to find one somewhere, please let me copy it. I simply must know the truth about the descent operation. First of all, my thought would be, do not give this person who works for UTIC access to military information from her enemy, because as of last I checked, until that war breaks out 15 years from now, I'm still on the Federation side. So yeah, don't do that. But you get a decoder for one of the segment address door decoders for doing that. So just wanted to make sure I talked to her. We will be able to talk with her later, and next time we do, I believe we'll have access to all the other federal reports. So jump back to the first floor. And just give me a second here. Okay. I'm getting tired of that screen flickering. Should have probably fixed that earlier, but oh well. I went out the wrong side. I'm a bad person, I know. Shion's gonna go pick some flowers.
Here. They're pretty. Did you grow these yourself?
Why do you...
Yeah, Steph gave me seeds.
I don't get it. Why is she like talking baby talk, or just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Humoring the little child, even though the little child is her. It seems kind of weird. I'd make the first Star Trek movie reference with Spock or anything like that, but they already did that better than I could possibly do that in Big Bang Theory. So
You know what? I'm gonna grow tons and tons more flowers and make Mom happy.
there's
Yes,
the little
I'm
flower
sure
girl.
she'll like that. Now, shall we bring some flowers to the soldier? Yeah!
Why are you squatting like that, Alan?
Are you slacking off at your job and playing babysitter now?
Shut
Mr.
up, Kevin.
Winnicott, this is part of my job.
Oh, excuse me. Still, I'm surprised to see people leisurely planting gardens in the middle of a war.
See that expression on his face in the portrait? That vindictive smirk just pisses me off. I want to slap him across the face.
It's at times like this when we need them the most.
True.
Is there something wrong with engaging in productive activity to counter the unnatural destruction of war?
Placing one against another and fighting is a defining aspect of human beings. Resisting it is unnatural.
Your name is Kevin Winnicott, correct?
You're a strange woman. Is my name that unusual?
Are you really Kevin?
Yeah, the personalities we've seen are rather
Oh,
different.
right. Let's go to the church.
The one thing that I will kind of give the game here is that even though it's rather surprising to see Kevin acting this way based on what we've seen of him, all we've seen of him have been flashbacks through Shion's perspective before. So she's obviously coloring those scenes and remembering things the way she wants to remember them based on the feeling she had for Kevin. So this one, we're actually going back in the past to see him. So we're seeing objectively, to a certain extent, what he's like.
Excuse us.
A state of war, huh? I am doing my job. In fact, I now have 2 Shions in my party. I want to go and do like twin magic from Final Fantasy IV and do twin Erdekaisers. Yeah, let's go fight some guys. Well, we can't actually fight some guys. So instead of doing that, we're going to head back to the ship. But there's a couple of little cutscenes before we get back there.
Shion, wait. Where are you going?
This is a shortcut.
Yeah, this you can actually access this. It's in behind, I think, the the ice cream truck.
Yeah, that's right.
You should know.
Right.
How long is Shion going to talk to herself in this game? Not only does she talk to herself physically, to her younger self here, this is all done automatically, by the way, but she also talks to herself, or talks to Udo, or whatever, a lot.
You're recovering smoothly. But you should stay in bed for a while longer.
True.
Like I needed your help. Who the hell are you people?
Well, considering you're a Federation soldier, Virgil, and so was Jin at the time, he's probably your superior officer, so you should shut up.
You aren't UTIC, and you aren't Federation. But you act damn suspicious for mere civilians.
I told you you need to get some rest. We can't reveal who we are for various reasons. But we aren't your enemy. There's no need for you to cause yourself unnecessary stress. Shion?
What? Yeah. I brought Shion.
Oh, right. What brings you here?
I like how they kind of stumble over and say, oh shit, can't reveal it, her name's Shion, and then they kind of, they make it awkward, but they roll with it. That's nice. I like that. I'm not just full of negative things.
Here.
The other part of this that's rather interesting that we haven't really talked about yet is the fact that we met Virgil on the Woglinde in episode 1. He had nothing nice to say to Shion then. Doesn't appear that he remembered the fact that he knew her when she was a child.
What? Flowers? For me?
They bloomed real pretty. It's so you'll get well.
Aw, isn't that cute?
What? You've got to be kidding. I don't need them.
Don't be an asshole to the
won't take them?
child. You're gonna make her cry. Oh, God.
Thanks.
Even he realized, oh, shit, I can't make the kid cry.
You're welcome. I hope you get better soon.
Damn it. This isn't me.
Even Shion finds that funny.
What are you laughing at?
Irony.
I'm sorry. It's just you look so different from when we first met.
14 years in the future. I mean,
Well,
seriously.
excuse me for looking silly holding some flowers.
Not at all. You look good with them.
Damn it.
Sounds like you're having fun.
Yeah.
Deb!
Man, she's all
Realian.
better.
I'm glad you recovered.
Don't come any closer to me, Realian.
Virgil?
That's a Utic, Realian. Do you know how many of my comrades have died because of them?
Virgil,
Many.
stop it. She saved your life.
This is true.
I didn't ask for that. It makes me sick, thinking I've got a part of you in me. If I could move right now, I'd kill myself.
Virgil, that's enough.
Not
This
in
is
front of
none
the
your
child.
business.
Please don't say such sad things. Everyone worked so hard to save your life. Please don't speak so lightly about throwing it away.
What would a Realian know about the value of human life?
It's true that I'm a Realian. We were created to serve human beings. My sisters are going through painful experiments for that purpose. But I feel no hatred for human beings.
So, yeah, we got an offhanded comment here about her sisters being used for some experiment. If you recall from episode 2, we ended that experiment, but they were rather disfigured at that point. So I have a feeling that all three are part of this cycle, and Febronia is kind of the one that runs through all these people with this connection experiment. And so these connection experiments link through Cecily and Kath, are through Febronia, and then Cecily and Kath are kind of the translation matrix to the Zohar. It's kind of a weird situation because Febronia seems to be able to move all around, but those two are locked in their
Because
pods.
it is the proof that we exist.
Give me a break. A proof you exist?
Again, just like we've always had in the Xenosaga series, non-biological human beings trying to find proof of their own existence.
That's just how you've been programmed.
Proof of their
It's
sentience.
fine if you feel that way. But my feelings right now are more than just a program.
Huh? Your feelings?
I want you to live.
I'm starting to feel sick. I'm gonna sleep.
Good night. He just turns around. Break
You
time.
would never want people to suffer.
I know. We'll come to understand each other someday.
Let's pray now, Shion. What are you gonna pray for, Fab? For my dear sisters. Please grant them a wonderful future.
Unfortunately, that wish is not going to come true.
I see. Will I get to play with Cecily and Kath again?
So yeah, they talked about it when we got to the church in episode 1 that Shion may have known Febronia but didn't want to remember. I don't remember if they ever mentioned it, but yeah, she actually knew Cecily and Kath long before we met them in episode 1.
Yes, they're both looking forward to seeing you again. What are you going to pray for?
For Mom to get better soon. And for the soldier to get better too.
That's a good idea. Let's pray together.
Seems odd
Shion,
for an
let's
artificial
go.
life form to pray to a divinity when the creator of said life form are literally behind them, human beings. They know who they are. I guess it's not so strange now that I think about it. Everyone needs, well, if that's something that they want, everyone who wants it has to be able to have that greater purpose to look for. So I guess it's pretty much the same as human beings. You learn something new
Jim.
every day. These two should have more scenes in this area, considering this is basically where they lived when they were younger. I should have stopped it on that. Because we don't have time for this cutscene. But speaking of what I was saying before, of Cecily and Kath, there's the
Losing
Zohar.
control of Realians is an ingenious plan.
Is it now? Well, we're going to learn more about that when I see you guys next time.